All right, good afternoon, all. Today is Wednesday, July 5th. Good morning. This is BelloHeart. My name is Jamie. I'm just just making a video, a spiritual video about just about some of the spiritual transformations that some of the thoughts I've had over and how you can, because the key is about learning about yourself, right? So how do you get to know yourself? And, so things about going through the dark night of the soul, dealing with your past traumas, dealing with your own, negativities, things, just anything you get upset about in the world is really just about you, right? So now on the screen behind me, you'll see that I have Alan Watts. Now, Alan Watts was a spiritual teacher, from what I'm gathering, in the 60s and 70s. He died in the 70s, and he has some very interesting concepts about duality and things like that. So I think that we should listen to some of his things he's talking about. So basically what he talks about is you can't have something without nothing, right? So there's nothing and something are opposites, right? So they go together, they're duals, right? So think about it. So if you walk into a bright room full of bright white light, right? And someone shone a light in it. Did you see it? No, right? Why? Because there's nothing to compare it to, right? There's no background, there's no perspective. So the only way to see the light is to add a dark background or add something behind it so you can see the perspective of the light against the dark. So, and that's all reality is. That's what it is. You can't have one without the other. So you can't have all those dark things and all the dark times we're going through, all the negative things we feel every day, all this stuff. Eventually, it's gonna become grace. They call it grace, divine grace, and become a good thing, right? So now let's listen to Mr. Alan Watts. Some of the things he has to say. Okay. Turn this music off first. Oh boy.
And when I think over the weirdest of all things I can think of, you know what it is? Nothing. The whole idea of nothing is something that has bugged people for centuries, especially in the West. Because we have a saying in Latin, ex nihilo nihil fit, which means that out of nothing comes nothing. You can't, in other words, get something out of nothing. And it's occurred to me that this is a fallacy of tremendous proportions that lies at the root of all our common sense, not only in the West, but in many parts of the East as well. And it comes up as a kind of terror of nothing, a put down on nothing, on everything to do with nothing, everything associated with nothing, such as sleep, passivity, rest, and even the feminine principle is often equated with the negative principle. Although women's lib people don't like that kind of thing, but when they get through understanding what I'm going to tell you, I don't think they'll object. Because what has struck me is that nothing, the negative, the empty, is exceedingly powerful. I would say, not ex nihilo nihil fit, out of nothing comes nothing, but I would say you can't have something without nothing. For how do we basically begin to think about the difference between something and nothing? I can say, there is a cigar in my right hand and there is no cigar in my left hand. And so we get the idea of is here and isn't or empty here. But behind that, of course, lies the far more obvious contrast of solid and space.
All right, so basically what he's saying is